And then after your 3 years of college at the Irish University, then what happened?
I went to med school in Dublin.
In Dublin. Which college was this? Which med school?
Oh, John.
I know. John's got a cough. She can hear it far away. You don't remember the name of the college right now?
No.
Med school? Okay, but it was in Dublin. And how many years did that take?
5.
5 years. Okay. Did you spend that whole time again living with Mary, or
Yes.
did you by this time move in somewhere
No,
else?
I lived with Mary all that
Oh
time.
my heavens. Did you help babysit Paul? And
Yes.
yes? You got to know a lot of Mary and Dermot's friends too,
Yes.
didn't you?
I babysat them whenever they had a function, whenever they had a dinner.
And they had a nice big house, didn't they, by that
And a
time?
beautiful home.
And what was his job? Dermot's job?
He was over the Irish industry.
Oh, okay. Did he ever work in embassy work or some sort of State Department or something like that? Wasn't he eventually?
Eventually.
Eventually. Okay.
But I went to see their house. Did I tell you that?
When you and Isabel went this time? You went to
Yes.
see their old house?
Yes.
Ooh.
But she said, told me, I can't let you in because my baby's asleep upstairs.
So you got to see the old original house with the
Yes.
whole huge backyard
Yes,
and
but
everything?
it's all different now, Sarah.
Well-
They've expanded it in the front.
Well, that was like, how many years ago? 40, 50 years
I
ago.
know, but
How old is the house now? It's got to be old. Yeah, it was a huge mansion. It was beautiful.
and a beautiful backyard
And
too.
yeah, it's beautiful, as it is, the British way of all the manicured bushes and lawns. And there could have even been a maze back there somewhere made out of bushes. It was beautiful, very well manicured. Okay, so you did 5 years of medical school, and then what happened?
Then I came to America.
How did you find out about coming to America? What happened then?
All my friends were coming to America.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So, girlfriends, boyfriends, guys, girls,
Everybody
everybody.
was coming.
And what made you just? I remember you telling me that America had like advertised for physicians to
Yes.
come
Hmm.
because they had a shortage here,
Right.
and they paid your way over,
Yes.
and then they gave you some money once you got here.
No, they didn't.
I thought somebody told me they gave you like $100 or
No.
something.
No.
They just paid your way.
Yes.
And did you fly or take a boat?
Fly.
You flew?
Flew.
And you flew into New York City, or
New York City.
okay? And it had already been prearranged beforehand where you were going to,
Yes.
and you got on with Johns Hopkins.
Yes. No. I went to, what's the name of that town up north? Oh, Michael, what's wrong with you?
Nothing.
What?
Nothing.
So you you said once you came to America, you didn't go to Johns Hopkins immediately. Where did you go to?
I lived with Ellen in New York. She's a wonderful lady.
And Ellen, you knew Ellen through,
She came to distribute.
her
She
cloth?
came to monitor the woolen production in Ireland.
Oh, okay. And so you met her through Mary?
Yes, I met
Okay.
her through Mary and Dermot.
So when you first came to New York City, you went to her first.
Right.
And you lived with her, or she helped you set up an apartment, or?
No, I lived with her.
Okay. And you were on like a visa, a permanent visa, or a
permanent one. In those days, you could come on a permanent one.
On a permanent visa. A work visa, or is it just a
No,
visa?
permanent.
Okay.
Permanent visa.
All right. And then, so how long, once you got to New York, how long did it take you to find out where to settle as far as going to get your residency?
Well, I applied for it, and then I went to, what's the name of that place beginning with W?
What was this, a hospital or a?
No, a hospital where I trained.
It went, well, Johns Hopkins,
No, that was the next one.
William and Mary. No,
No,
I don't know. Okay, so you went to another hospital first,
yes,
and how long were you there?
a year.
A year, doing.
Doing physicals and histories, and
Okay,
they didn't train me very well.
all right. And then you went from there to
Johns Hopkins.
Johns Hopkins. to do anesthesia.
No, to work at a general clinic,
Okay.
to work at an old age clinic.
Oh, okay. And how long did you do that then?
A year.
And then how did you get into anesthesia?
I met Vince, and he said that was a good thing to do. I met Vince in Hopkins.
At Hopkins. In the old age clinic or?
No. I met him the first day, and he said, "Oh, who are you?" And I said, "Forget it. I'm not interested in you." And so John said, "Oh," Professor Collins came into the room and he said, "Oh, that's Vincent Whitehead. You might like him. He's from England." I said, "I'm not interested."
Why did you say that?
Well, I wasn't interested.
You wasn't interested.
No.
You were interested in working?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, but then how did you and Dad get to know each other then?
Well, he would go to one girlfriend at night, and then he'd come over to me.
Oh my.
It was terrible.
And how long did this last?
About a year. Well, he'd go to one girlfriend,
Mm-hmm.
and then he'd come to me.
Later in the evening?
No. He would go to another, he'd come to me, and then go to another girlfriend.
Oh my. So he was playing a couple of ladies.
Yes, I know.
Oh my.
I can still see her.
And how did he eventually figure out that he should settle down just with you?
Well, we went to Ellen's, and she liked him.
Ah. So that helped make you decide that maybe
Yes.
you should be... So she liked him, and then what happened?
But then I was walking up with him on Fifth Avenue, and he said, "I don't think I want to get married next week."
Oh dear,
I
he said that the week
"Oh, God."
before you were getting married? Oh, no.
So I said, "Oh God."
And then what? How did he change his mind again?
Well, I don't know. I guess I forced him to.
Oh, okay. You had to he was kind of a wild one, and you had
Yes.
to lasso him in. Huh?
Right.
All right. How long did you date before you finally got married?
Oh yeah.
A year.
A year at Hopkins.
Okay, and there was still another girlfriend the whole time, or when did he just solely date you?
He didn't until Hopkins.
Okay. Until Hopkins. So he dated you for just a year? I mean,
Yes.
just you for a year is what I meant to say? Okay. We're not even going to
He
get that
dated
one.
all the others.
He dated a lot of ladies.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so then you got married in November
St. Patrick's.
at St. Patrick's Cathedral in New York City.
Mm.
And your friend Ellen helped you with the whole wedding?
Helped. She was a Jewish lady.
Yeah.
And she went to the priest, and he said, "I've never been talked to by a Jewish lady."
So she set up
So
the,
she set
the
up
wedding,
the whole
wedding
wedding.
with the priest. And did she help you get a dress?
Well, she made my dress for me.
She made your
She was
dress.
a seamstress,
Mhm.
so she made it in her
Well, she was in
factory.
the whole clothing industry,
Yes.
wasn't she?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know what business she worked for? The actual name of the company or anything
I
like
think
that?
it was her name,
Okay. Ellen, what was her last name?
Ellen Brooke.
Brooke. Okay. And then, because I've seen the pictures of I don't think I actually saw any wedding pictures, but I saw a picture of you in your dress. And then the picture of the reception afterwards. Where was the reception?
In Ellen's apartment.
In Ellen's
We had
apartment.
11 people there.
Okay. None of your family.
Oh no, they
But
couldn't
you-
afford to come.
Yeah, but you would. How long before since you announced your wedding till you had
Mary
your
worked
wedding?
in Tehran then.
Oh,
She
Mary-
would love to have come.
She was in Iran.
She phoned me.
She did phone you. Oh my, she was living in Tehran under the Shah.
Yes,
That
under the
point,
Shah.
right? Because I know her stories were always quite colorful, and she
Mhm.
talked about all the places she lived. So, so you announced your wedding, and then it was a month later that you got married, or was it 2 months later?
I can't remember.
Okay, but none of your family was able to
No,
come.
no.
Okay, and none of Dad's family were able
No.
to come. And what was it? He had his mother and his sister and his father.
Yes.
And were they excited about your wedding?
They were disgusted that I was marrying an Irish lady.